focus now from these murder cases in Karnataka to the civic apathy that is being faced by people of Bengaluru. India's IT corridor has been inundated for the last couple of days after the city witnessed unprecedented rains. Normal life has been thrown completely out of gear and the people are facing the brunt of it. The water has started receding from several areas of the city. The residents continue to worry over IMD's warnings of more rain. The department, in fact, has issued a yellow alert as rainfall is expected in the next 5 days. Now, JCBs are on the job to clear out the road so that the traffic movement can return back to normal. Let's first take a look at this ground report.
इंस्पेक्शन के बाद आज काम जेसीबी हो रहा है कि ताकि पानी क्लियर किया जाए, जो वाटर ठहरा हुआ है उसको निकाला जाए ताकि यहाँ पर मूवमेंट ऑफ ट्रैफिक हो सके। जेसीबी को मंगवाया गया है तो सरकार बीबीएमपी का आश्वासन है कि पिछले नेक्स्ट 2 या 3 दिन में अगर बारिश तेज ना हो और बारिश की क्षमता कमी है तो ये पूरा पानी निकाल दिया जाएगा और पूरा रोड क्लियर कर दिया जाएगा। बीबीएमपी कमिश्नर तुषार गिरिनाथ ने कहते हुए बताया कि एक 3-4 दिन में अगर बारिश की रफ्तार कम रही तो ये पूरा एरिया क्लियर कर दिया जाएगा। जिस तरह से दिक्कत हो रही है, मैं कैमरामैन को दिखाना चाहता हूं कि देखिए कि कैसे वो कैमरामैन दिखा रहे हैं कि किस तरह से दिक्कत हो रही है। एक कोने से पकड़कर पूरी गाड़ियां जा रही हैं। धीरे धीरे ट्रैफिक एडवाइजरी इशू की गई है कि इतनी तेज से ना जाएं, एक एक करके पूरा मैनेजमेंट वहां पे हो रहा है। गाड़ी जो जाने की कोशिश कर रही है, देखिए जैसे कितनी मुश्किल हो रही है लोगों को अपने ऑफिस या अपने घरों जाने के लिए कि पानी यहाँ पे रुक चुका है। अभी एक गाड़ी जो है बंद पड़ चुकी है पानी की वजह से। ये है सिचुएशन बेंगलुरु में। कल सीएम ने अभी कल रात यहाँ पे दौरा किया, लेकिन अभी भी कई जगहों पर बारिश की रफ्तार कल रात कम थी, लेकिन अभी कई जगहों पर पानी ठहरा हुआ है। आप देख सकते हैं सरकार ने अभी जेसीबी डाला है यहाँ पर पानी को क्लियर करने के लिए। हम बेलंदुर के फ्लाईओवर के पास हैं जहाँ पर काफी पानी अभी भी ठहरा हुआ है। कल रात से चीफ मिनिस्टर बोम्मई पहुंचे, यहाँ पर स्पॉट इंस्पेक्शन किया और बीबीएमपी ऑफिशियल्स को कहा कि तुरंत इस रास्ते को क्लियर किया जाए। यही वो रास्ता है जिस पर आईटी कंपनीज ने शेक करते हुए कहा था कि ये इसको पानी की वजह से काफी उनका नुकसान हो रहा है। ये आईटी कॉरिडोर में पड़ता है जहां पर काफी आईटी कंपनीज के एम्प्लॉयज काम करते हैं। इस रोड के कंप्लीट वाटर भरने से काफी इनको दिक्कत हो रही थी ट्रैवल करने में। आज आईटी कंपनीज ने पूरे अपने एम्प्लॉयज को घर से काम करने के लिए कहा है। स्कूल्स और कॉलेजेस इस एरिया में भी सरकार ने हॉलिडे डिक्लेयर किया है और कहा है कि नेक्स्ट 3-4 दिनों में अगर तेज रफ्तार बारिश नहीं हुई तो ये पूरा एरिया जो है जो पानी से भरा हुआ है उसको क्लियर कर दिया जाएगा। बम्बई सरकार ने आज कल बात करते हुए कहा कि इस पूरे मामले का इल्जामी कांग्रेस सरकार है कि पिछली सरकार की वजह से ये प्रॉब्लम हो रही है। लेकिन सरकार कल कांग्रेस ने इस बम्बई के बयान पर कल यहाँ पे प्रोटेस्ट भी किया था।
Meanwhile, Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai and the central teams took stock of the flood situation in the city as waterlogging continued to plague parts of the IT hub for the 4th day straight. Now, as Aam Aadmi bears the brunt of the current crisis, netas are taking shelter in politics.
For the most of the time in last 15 years, and you blame a previous government, that shows how weak you are. That shows that you were sleeping. You had no focus on the city. The government had no focus on Bangalore's development and infrastructure. On the contrary, they were busy doing communal politics. Today's Chief Minister's statement is very unfortunate and shameful. It admits that they have failed and they are going to shift the blame on somebody.
We have some breaking inputs coming in. The BBMP has now started clearing encroachments illegally built on the storm water drains. This action comes after we saw how the city was flooded due to torrential rains, unprecedented rains that were witnessed, and amidst all the blame game, now finally some work being done on ground. Let's go across to Imran for more on that. Imran, in your report we saw that some action is being taken now. The JCB is on the job. Meanwhile, the BBMP is removing illegal encroachments built on storm water drains after the entire city was flooded and people had to bear the brunt. Okay, I think we're still trying to connect with Imran. We'll take updates from him on this action that is being taken by the BBMP now. The BBMP officials seems to have woken up only now after the city was, several parts of the city in fact, were flooded, waterlogged, and this has in fact completely thrown normal life out of gear. Now these are visuals of how the JCB is being used. BBMP is clearing encroachments built on storm water drains. Imran is back with us, is connected now. Imran, action being taken now. Why couldn't this action being taken, was taken earlier by the BBMP officials? Why do they wait for the city to be waterlogged and flooded and for people to actually, face such a tough situation?
Well, there are very clearly the fact that, this is corruption is the issue there. They very well knew that when they give the permission for that apartments that it is coming upon stormwater drain, and many of the officials have overlooked, and very clearly that's the reason why this demolition drive was not done earlier. If you remember, during Siddaramaiah government, the NGT had lashed at the state government, after which they had cleared some encroachments, but as the encroachment reached the apartments of powerful builders and strong lobbies, it was the work was given up midway, and that's the reason why many of the work couldn't continue. And a spell of rain, we've seen that many of the areas are inundated with water. Now the BBMP has identified 636 buildings which they claim will be demolished to make clear for the stormwater drain, so that the next time the rain happens, the water doesn't get clogged on the streets of Bengaluru. But the question is that why is the citizens are being punished? It's a fault of the civic officials and the powerful builders, lobbies, and especially there has been no BBMP elections for the last 2 years, and there has been no corporator for the local people to tend to. It's clearly the blame lies on the MLAs of these constituencies, and also on the state government, as they are for the past 2 years it's been directly controlled. All these localities been directly controlled by the MLAs and the state government. And the question is that the citizens are being punished for the fault of the state government. They shouldn't have given permission to the builders or the builder lobby there to build apartments on the stormwater drains, and when the water has been stagnant because of the fact that
the state government will have to answer those questions. Imran, thank you very much for getting us the details. We're moving on now. 5 years